Let's talk a little bit today about perspective. I've created a little exercise that we're going to explore on our chat on the 15th, those who join us, about the first understanding of animal connection and beyond, which is love without condition creates connection. And what we're going to explore a little bit is how we can find out what is stopping us connect. Hello, Rizada. Hey, Timmy. Did you want to talk about this with us? Hey? Yeah. Good. That's lovely. Yeah. Rizada's actually, it's Timmy that's actually got me thinking about this quite a lot this week. And Rizada's helping me today with a particular perspective that I need to change. But I'm going to start with a simple little exercise, and if you're actually coming on next Monday, this will put you a little bit in front. Hey, what's up, mate? I'm gonna... Hey. So I'm just watching Timmy for a second. She's seeking something. What do you need, mate? So if you take a couple of minutes just to relax and then empty your mind. And then just take the phrase love without, fill in the blank, and then creates connection. So what is your without? Or you can change it, and you can change it to love with creates connection. Love with what creates connection. Sometimes those two words will actually be the opposite of one another. Actually, most of the time they will be. Hello, what's up, mate? Are you okay? Oh, do you want water? There's a pond down there. There you go. Why don't you go to the pond? I'm feeling a little bit. Yeah, well done. Just gonna put a little bit of sorry, I'm just going backwards a little bit to my communication with him yesterday and imagining him as an amazing lad and just putting some comfort into my feeling for him, because he's releasing quite a bit at the moment, and it's making him, I mean, there's anxiety there, so we're just quietly breathing. I love the way they're exploring the tiny little bits of grass they can find now. Okay, so if we go back, so if I take an example, a very simple example, let's say, right, it's winter. Sometimes, I mean, today actually it's not too bad, but sometimes it can be pretty rough, pretty cold, pretty wet. So love without the cold creates connection, or love with heat creates connection. Hey, are you okay? Do you want me to touch you? Oh, well done. Thank you. That's nice. He struggles with touch, and we're working on how I can be a little better with waiting with my intent until he says it's okay. Also, yeah, sorry. I got two things going on at once today. I shouldn't do these videos when I got two. It gets a bit complicated. So love without cold creates connection, and love with warmth creates connection. Well, when you actually think about those two things, both of those are conditions of connection or conditions of love, and neither of them create connection. So if you are cold and you are, let's put it this way, if you are cold and you are really in your head about how cold you feel and that you can't do anything because you're cold, you're not going to be able to connect. And therefore, if you need to connect, you've got to let go of the cold, because you need to find love to be able to connect. Does that make sense? I hope so. So let's put it this way: you have to accept the cold. And when you accept the cold, without judging it as cold, you stop feeling cold. So, and when you accept the cold and you let go of that feeling of being cold and that you don't like it, let go of the need to be warm, you will actually feel warmer. So, it's quite fun to try, actually. Accept the weather every moment instead of trying to resist it. So if you accept the weather, you can be in the weather and still have love and still create connection. But if you resist it, all of your energy is going on to the resistance rather than the connection. So you're connecting to the resistance. And that's what brings us into a circle of round and round we go, without being able to break that to find a connection. So sometimes it feels wrong, because what we're saying is change your perspective and accept the condition. So for me, something I'm working with, it's unfolded over a period of time. I'm just going to stay up here with Zada, actually. Timmy, over the last few days, I've been working with, and what's come up for me with him is love without judgment, or love with truth creates connection. Now the two are opposite, and they are rather large. big subjects, truth and judgment. What is that? So how can I break that down a little bit for myself? And I have felt a few things this week, and Timmy's seeking his own truth as well, who he is inside, and this is all linked together. But what Rizada showed me this morning was that how to break it down a little bit. She came up to me and put her bum to me for scratching, lifted her leg, scratching her, but I still felt that anxiety, and I thought, why do I keep feeling anxious when she asked me to scratch her? What is that? And she showed me that that is criticism. It's a condition of criticism. So if I put that into the phrase, love without criticism creates connection. But what is actually happening every time I scratch her is I'm wondering if I'm doing things right. And when she shakes her head at me or stamps her foot or anything, I take that as criticism. And I connect with that criticism rather than connecting with her. Wow. And I do this, I've done this a lot in my life. I find I really struggle to accept criticism. My instinct is to reject it straight away, and then to worry about whether that's the truth, and then worry about what I'm going to do about it. And I'm not connecting at all. I am just whirling around in my own head about what I might have done wrong. And I'm probably not the only one that does that. Actually, I know I'm not. But that's irrelevant, because the only person that I can change is me. So I have to change my perspective on criticism, or judgment, if you want to give it that bigger word. I prefer to break things down. This is what Animal Connection and Beyond is all about, is to, if you get overwhelmed or the steps look like mountains, is to help break these down, break these back to the smaller things. Take one step at a time up that mountain and take a break in between, but keep going forward. Don't try and dodge the mountain, because you'll just keep coming around the base of the mountain back to where you started. So even just thinking about changing my perspective on criticism is bringing up feelings in my body. And this is what we'll be looking for as well, is if you've got a word in that sentence and you then change your phrasing in your head to, I accept the condition and it's okay, what comes up in your feelings? What comes up in your body when you say the word? So when I say the word criticism, I immediately get a feeling of, oh my God, what have I done? And I retreat inside. And this is why Timmy and Rizada are both working with me on this, because Timmy has retreated inside most of his life, of which so have I suppose, in a way. And Rizada's been trying to say to me, stop trying to protect yourself. open your heart. And if you open your heart, criticism is a learning tool. And it's not about resisting criticism, it's about accepting criticism as a learning tool. So I'm already, just by talking it through, and you can do this as well, change my perspective. I'm almost going, please criticize me. Can I scratch you? Thank you. Thank you. So, criticism. For me, I need to work on my behavior of taking it as something bad, something that I need to protect myself from, to accepting it and learning from it. And that's Rizada's way of saying to me, well done. She's not... When she says, when I've got something to work with, she always comes up, barges into me, pushes me about, wants scratches. But when I'm actually on the right path, she softens so wonderfully. Thank you. So I'm just feeling into my body, my heart chakra. I'm feeling quite tingly at the moment. That's good. I'm not going to push it. And this is the key, is not to push it. Allow things to settle. So if you're interested in figuring out how to change your perspective on something that doesn't seem to be moving within you, try this little exercise. And if that doesn't help, just remember the words, put your conditions into play, and then say the sentence, I accept the cold, or I accept criticism. And then look at how you feel in your body. That's the second thing. It's not and then do that. It's so you can start to change the way you think about something by using the word accept. And then the other thing to do is to figure out where in your body you feel the word. So if I don't actually, I like the cold, but so I can't use that one much. But I'll use the opposite, heat. This is an exercise I need to do in summer because I put a condition on my connection that it has to be cool because I do not like the heat. So if I feel into that and I say, can I accept the heat? That will start to change the way I think about it. Accept the heat of the day. But then I can also go, okay, if I say love without heat creates connection, which it doesn't. It's a juxtaposition. I think. English. if I think of the word if I think of trying to connect when it's hot and feel into that, I can feel the resistance of that. I can't connect because I'm so focused on the heat, that I'm connecting with the heat, and that is what I'm attracting. Then I'm attracting the way I feel about the heat, and the way I feel about the heat is to remove myself. So in effect, I'm removing myself from the connection. Does that make sense? So if I don't accept criticism, I'm also removing myself from the connection, because I'm connecting to the criticism and not to love. Lots to think about, lots to play with.